Jimmy, can you talk to some of your tactics when you're racing downwind? I mean, are you messing with other boats? Are you trying to give them dirty air?
No, I'm desperately trying to keep my air clean.
Your air clean and then
Desperately trying to keep my air clean. And in a perfect world, I'd blanket somebody.
But he's usually further ahead of us.
Well, most people who are in front of you are really good at not getting blanketed. I mean, if somebody got in front of you, they know that you're going to blanket them.
Yeah.
So it's predictable. So you're really just better off sailing your own race downwind.
But are you sailing the wind shift?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And your head on a swivel, looking for puffs, and the puffs are, remember, the puffs are coming from back there. So you're looking across the course and back across the course and seeing. Now these courses have been real short, and so that's not a factor. You talk, it's a factor. It's just not as big of a factor on a really short course. But on a big course, like when you're doing, like at BNAC, we're doing mile-long legs.
So you're driving a few times.
We're driving a couple times.
Or heating up to get to a puff, right? So if here they're on a port jibe right now, right? And if they see a puff coming down over there, he's not going to get there going. Maybe if he's dead downwind or maybe just up, right? He's not going to get there. Yep. So heat up a little bit to get your boat over so that puff can carry you down. Or, you know, if he looks over, you know, over that direction, he sees, oh, there's breeze over there. Okay, maybe I should jibe to go get it if there's not a whole bunch of boats over there, right? You know, so it's that question. But
or I might just jibe to get in front of a pack of boats that's going on the other side of the course. If I see if I'm over here on the right side of the course and the whole fleet did a jibe set, I'm probably going to jibe just to not be too far away from them. It might be a problem. It might be a problem if you let them get that much horizontal separation. That's leverage. Any shift that benefits them hurts you. And it's a 50, unless you know something about the conditions that are coming right now, you're rolling the dice 50-50 as to whether you get the next shift or they get the next shift. So you don't want to let them have too much separation. But you got to be conservative on those jibes downwind.
You don't. Back of the pack.
Well,
that 50-50 might.
Well, it can 50-50 can just 50% roll you back farther. You got, but you know, but again, those downwind, a jibe can cost you a lot of, unless you're extremely good at getting a nice roll jibe, which is really hard to do with a spinnaker. Jibes are going to cost you some speed on the downwind, so you don't want to put too many in. You know, most of us, the boat shakes a little bit, and some of the jibe, sometimes the spinnaker collapses during the jibe, and that costs you some boat lengths. So you want to jibe tactically, but you want to make sure you're good and practiced at it, and that you've made a good decision. And I'm not telling you not to jibe. It's just if I'm going to tack 5 times upwind, I might tack jibe 2 times downwind. Does that sound about right?
yeah, I mean you're going to lose in attack too, right? But yeah, and that's why I kind of talked a little bit about how I slowly move into the jibe, right? Slowly turn down, and then by the time you get to the point of jibing, your rudder shouldn't be moving much, and you just sort of throw it across and come up. But I think, as Jimmy just said, you know, the key is keeping that spinnaker full. So it's getting the bow of your boat far enough through to keep that drawing. Done correctly, I think you lose much less in a jibe than you do in a tack. So in really light air, you're going to lose. I won't do as many jibes. In sort of the, I don't know, 5 to 10, I feel like we don't lose anything in a jibe. So if we can keep it full, I don't lose a darn thing.
So if you're in front, which I know you are a lot, are you covering?
So
what if someone's going the other way, which you know that the shifts are going the other way, and they're just trying to roll the dice on you?
Yeah. So a couple things. Just a couple of things about tactics. What you're asking about is stay between the the mark or the finish and your competition, right? It is, if they go right and that's the boat you have to beat, you've got to go right. Because I'll tell you, I've been burned too many times. I'm in front, I think I'm on the lifted tack or the preferred jibe, and then Jimmy goes on, takes a flyer, and I'm like, there's no breeze over there, fine here, jibe back, watch him cross the finish line. So, yeah. So, just as a big tactic thing, always stay between your competition and the mark, or the competition and the finish, right? So you've got to go with them, and that doesn't mean you have to cover them, right? Do a loose cover, right? The point, and I think Jimmy just said that, you've got to stay in the same breeze, the same type of, or the same area of the race course, so that they don't gain leverage, right? So it's not about making sure you're throwing them dirty air. It's about making sure you're generally in the same air they are, so that
You're gonna catch the
yep, you're going to catch the shift with them. But a couple of other things, just tactically downwind, is first of all, don't put yourself in a situation where you can get rolled, right? So come out. So you need, as you're coming up to the windward mark, is there a boat close to you? If there's a boat close to you, and if they're setting up, like if they're setting up their pole, right? I know they're doing a bear away set, right? So I'm going to come out a little higher, so that then when they set, they would have to come out very high in order to cover me, right? And a lot of people are taught, right, turn down to gain that to gain that speed, and then come up. Well, if you've done that, if I've come out high, you turn down low, now I'm in the controlling position. I'm great, right? If they come out high, now okay, you've pinned me a little bit, but I've still got clear air, right? The problem is if you turn down and you're just head inside the boat and you're getting all your stuff, and then you look up and there's a spinnaker right over your spinnaker, right? Now you're screwed, right? So you've got to think a move ahead and look back and figure out, okay, if they're right on me, I'm going to stay a little higher, stay a little hotter to get my spinnaker out in clear air. The other thing is, if you're in that position where you are getting rolled, or you're in the position of getting rolled, keep in mind this is a fleet race, right? If you take that boat to the moon, you might save that one position against that boat, but what you've done, if there's a pack of 3 or 4 boats that aren't too far behind you, is you've just lost 3 or 4 positions as you fight them or fight that one boat, and you let the rest of the fleet go. There was one
It happened
time.
a lot yesterday during the team races. There people. We were getting these seized motions where people were double teaming on us. They're like, "Oh, we're getting pushed back. Oh well, we're losing 2 places. Oh, we just got." But while 2 boats were busy blocking us, 2 more of our boats went forward.
Yeah, we noticed
So-
that didn't work.
There was one point in the second day when Jimmy was right in front of me. We were downwind. I could have come up and tried to roll him, right? We would have gone off. I didn't. I stayed low, and at one point I felt like we were slow. I wanted to come up 3 to 5 degrees. So I just said, Jimmy, I want to come up. And I came up a little bit, he came up a little bit, we both sailed faster, right? So, I mean, you can say, look, I'm coming up, and I'm about to come up. Let him get clear, and then come up a little bit. Now you're both maintaining your relative position in the course.
Because had we both not come up, if I had not come up when he came up, we would have been side by side, both of us sailing slower, letting the fleet get closer, and then when we got to the leeward mark, I would have been in the exact same position, he would have been in a worse position. Because it is better to be half a boat length behind somebody at the leeward mark than a half a boat length beside somebody at the leeward mark.